We just have to spend a couple of minutes here quickly. Mubarak has said that he is he's definitely, or not Mubarak, the new Mubarak,
Mohammed Morsi.
Morsi, definitely not a dictator. And of course, he said originally that the Muslim Brotherhood
Not even interested.
definitely didn't have any interest in any power.
No.
Then
Not
they're
political.
They're only 10% of the population. How could they possibly ever win anything? Or
Can't take control.
They can't do that. Then suddenly they were president and controlled the parliament and the courts. And then they suspend all the laws just for the good of the people and the democracy.
Yeah, and just for a year.
Just for a year
Or so.
Meanwhile, the people
Whatever.
Meanwhile, the people out on the streets are literally asking, where is the United States?
Yeah.
Why won't the United States stand with the people of Egypt? Well, we did already for that glorious democracy. But now suddenly the White House is silent.
One of the protesters in Tahrir Square was interviewed by an Egyptian American journalist, and he writes in his column about what she had to say. And she's a student, and she's wondering why the United States supports those who don't share their most basic values of freedom and democracy, sharply taking aim at the coziness of the United States with the Muslim Brotherhood. So even the Egyptians in Tahrir Square see it.
Well,
And
the reason
Bill Kristol doesn't.
Well, no, wait a minute. Bill Kristol he's one of the most amazing shapeshifters I've ever seen in my life. I want to play two quotes from Bill Kristol back to back. The first one is towards the beginning. The Muslim Brotherhood is not, and then shortly thereafter, and I want you to hear how he doesn't even recognize his shape-shifting lies. Listen.
The skeptics have been proven to be too skeptical. The naysayers who've said it could never happen, it's going to be violent, his departure will mean the Muslim Brotherhood taking over the next day, or total chaos in the streets of Egypt, they've been proven wrong. If, as appears to be the case, the Muslim Brotherhood, which now rules Egypt, has not rallied to Hamas's defense.
I love that. Anybody who says that Muslim Brotherhood would take over, now, as it appears to be, the Muslim Brotherhood, who now rules Egypt, I mean, he doesn't even notice.
Just a matter of fact, off the side, no big deal. This is, by the way, disproves everything I've been saying for the last year.
I will say, however, he said the Muslim Brotherhood will take over the next day. Now, they didn't take over the next day. It was maybe 3 weeks later.
Okay.
So he was technically correct. About that.
I love that. And you'll notice the way he says that, too. The Muslim Brotherhood's going to take over the next day. Nobody was saying that.
Nobody was saying that.
Nobody
He
was
had so many disclaimers in there because he knows he's lying so often. You almost can't get through a sentence with this guy because he's constantly adding disclaimers to what he's saying to cover himself for when he's completely wrong in a few months. Listen to what he constantly, the clip we always play, Pat, listen to how many disclaimers he builds into it next time we play it. I mean, there's like 100.
Is that an invitation to play it?
I think it is. I'm not really
saying?
sure. I mean, I'm waiting for the next exciting episode when we can get to, will Pat play the Bill Kristol soundbite that we always play, that Stu has now found a new golden nugget in? Find out. Same Beck time, same Beck channel. Why don't we just do it now?
All right.
The Egyptian people have managed to pull off this democratic, peaceful removal of a dictator, and now have a seemingly pretty stable.
Seemingly. Okay, there's the first disclaimer.
Seemingly. And then
It
pretty stable. Not stable,
seemingly
but pretty stable.
Pretty stable.
Situation in the streets of Cairo and the other big cities.
In the streets of Cairo and other big cities. There might be total chaos elsewhere. Alexandria, I don't know, may have burned to the ground. I don't know.
With a guarantee, or at least a promise of
With a guarantee, or at least a promise
of a guarantee.
transition to free and fair elections, and no real sense that those elections are going yet.
No real sense.
No real sense.
Yet. Now, it may happen tomorrow. I don't know.
I didn't even recognize
I don't
this.
know.
Those elections are going to go in some terrible direction for the U.S. Or for Egypt itself. I think this may be a case where normal worldly pessimism is too pessimistic.
Maybe. You're right. Maybe.
This maybe.
That's awesome.
He just builds like escape chutes everywhere. In every sentence he has, it's like an escape hatch on every third word.
Okay, remember when I was told not to talk about Nazis anymore, and we didn't stop talking about them. And I was told not to say that extremism was going to raise its ugly head and the Nazis would rise to power again. It's already happened in Greece. Here's the really interesting thing that is broken overnight. I don't know if you saw the guy from, where is it, Hungary? I don't have it now on my screen. Yes,
it is Hungary.
It is Hungary, okay. Mm-hmm. The guy who leads the third most influential party in all of Hungary said he needs to compile a list. He's in parliament. They need to compile a list of all of the dangerous Jews.
Yeah, just the dangerous ones.
I don't know why all the Jews are freaking out. I mean,
it's just
not all the Jews.
Threatening Jews.
Right, the ones that threaten Hungary.
Yeah, right. We're not talking about normal Jews.
Right.
We're talking about threatening Jews.
And if you don't want your name, if you think there's a problem, you might be one of those threatening Jews.
Just don't be a threatening Jew if you don't want your name on the list.
That's all. No big deal. Most people don't have anything to worry about. What are you Jews worrying about? Just the threatening Jews should worry.
I mean, if they said in America, we're going to make a list of all the threatening or dangerous conservatives. Of course, that wouldn't include us. We're not threatening nor dangerous.
No.
Right?
Right? Am I right?
With me.
We're just looking for the dangerous and threatening Tea Partiers.
Yeah,
right. That's all we're looking for.
Right.
And we're just having the government make a list of those people. We're not going to do anything about it yet.
Gonna keep an eye on them.
We're just going to keep an eye on those people.
For safety's sake.
Right. You're right.
It's
safe.
We're not trying to take away anybody's liberty. We're just keeping an eye on it for everybody
else. It's not
else.
like we're going to round anybody up. We're just looking for the dangerous Jews.
Yeah, but you have my guarantee, or at least a promise, or at least kind of a sort of a pinky swear.
Anybody who says they're going to be rounding up the Jews tomorrow are just wrong. Oh my gosh.
This may be a case where normal world pessimism about people who are threatening to wipe out an entire group of people is just a bit too pessimistic.
It might be one of those times.
Right. It might be one of those. It may be. I don't know for sure, obviously. I'm not going to commit to that.
We never know anything for sure.
No, we don't.
There always must be a disclaimer in there somewhere.
Amen.
Just to be covered.
Brother.
We're on the safe side here.
That's all we're looking at. Now, Germany, on the other hand, has decided that they are not going to support the Palestinians in their fight for a Palestinian state. However, Spain, France, and England have. All three of them announced in the last 24 hours that they're going to go for it. And the reason why they're going for it is because right now, Egypt and the Muslim Brotherhood are saying if you don't support their bid, they're going to go crazy again. Well, maybe that's a reason we shouldn't support them. I mean, you want to talk about negotiating? This is crazy. Mm-hmm. We're sitting here going, I don't know. My 6-year-old son said that if we don't take him to the show, he'll burn the house down. Honey, we need to
take him to the show.
We don't want the house burned down. Do you want the right?
Mm-hmm, right.
I mean,
who thought they'd ever see a world where Germany was the thoughtful, careful one in the group and making the good decisions, not to support the Palestinians in their terrorist activities? It's Germany?
Yeah,
wow.
It's Germany, and it will be Germany over the United States of America as well.
Sadly, it probably will.
Yeah, no, it will. The United States will either be neutral or we will support the Palestinian right.
Well, I think we've already stated that case, haven't we? That we do support the two-state solution.
Yeah. Did you see the article that came out of Canada Free Press? I read it last night, and I was like, this can't be true. This cannot be true. We checked it out last night, got a report this morning that it is true. It's part one of a 2-part series in Canada Free Press on Benghazi. It verifies everything that we've said. It was gun running. It was a deal gone bad. Verified all of it. It's bad, and we are on the wrong side. It's in this story. It talks about us arming the bad guys. We are on the wrong side, and you know that to be true because if we really cared about the people on the street, why didn't we support Iran? Why didn't we support the people in Iran? That's the obvious one to topple. Then we topple and we replace with Morsi, and now the people are saying, as he's becoming a dictator, Now is the time he's at his weakest. Now is the time. If you allow this guy to be a dictator for the next 12 months, he will be a dictator for the next 40 years. Actually, not 40 years because the Lord's coming before then. But, I mean, you've got, now's the time. And the president is silent. And now the world is spiraling down the same exact roads. I remember I was on Fox and I said, the hatreds of the past, the old hatreds of the past that we saw happen in Europe back in the 1930s are coming back again in exactly the same pattern. And here they are.
Everybody thought that was crazy.
Crazy. And here it is. Here it is. So what are you going to do about it? I have no idea. I don't know. The best thing we can do about it is to prepare ourselves.
Go shopping for Christmas.
Exactly right.
Christmas
do
shopping.
the American thing and go shopping. Go buy a house.
Right.
Go buy a really big house, like
car.
a crazy one that you can never afford.
I want a Ferrari.
Do you really?
You should have one.
I should have one.
You
shouldn't
should
I?
have one.
Right? I know.
Right.
I know.
Well, one
Exactly.
is probably not enough.
That's probably not.
Well, what color are you going to get?
I mean, how many days of the week are there?
Right.
7.
You can't get
I'm gonna have
just
one?
You just have a red one. It'll be alone.
Yeah.
It'll be sitting there, and then it'll be like,
not right.
one red Ferrari. You need a red one, a blue one, a green one,
Definitely.
a
You
yellow
gotta have
one.
a black one, obviously.
Gotta have a black one.
Great.
I mean, what are you, a racist?
No, I am not. That's why I'd have a black one.
Pat is tolerant of black Ferraris.
Yes, very.
He doesn't shun black Ferraris.
Not in the least.
He's like, hey, he doesn't want a white one. I'll tell you that.
No, I do not.
Ew.
Yeah, white ones are bad Ferraris. I hate the white
Shows
ones.
the dirt and the corruption.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Those are the
It
only
does.
ones that are corrosive.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
You
what you
put
mean.
that one into the garage with the rest of them, it will dominate all the rest of them.
Yeah, and look, dirty and ugly and corrupt while doing
Oh,
it.
my
You will try to
goodness.
enslave the other Ferraris.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. I'm the best horse in this stall. Oh, I know. I've seen it happen.
Yeah, I'll not have
seen it happen.
Not in my garage. Tell you
So
that.
which ones are you going to buy? This is the rich man's problem here, and it's really all of our problem because all of we are going to be soon paid in billions of dollars,
Wow, that sounds great.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
We're gonna get
billions of
We're
dollars.
going to get a raise. This happened in Germany. It was so great.
Really?
Yeah, everybody was just getting.
Oh, they got
billions of dollars.
raises like they'd get paid in the morning, and then in the afternoon they'd get paid again because their
Yeah.
wage went up.
I only
Yeah.
get paid twice a month.
I know.
By the end of this fantastic gravy train, people were making over $1 billion a week.
Oh my gosh.
Think of that. What would you do? People are standing in line for the lottery down in Florida. Pff, big deal.
Yeah, and,
What do you
and
win?
people
$500,000?
people
or
will
$500 million?
Yeah, that's it.
You get $1 billion a week if we just stay on this Ben Bernanke road.
Wow.
people spit and rain on this parade by saying, "Well, yeah, but a loaf of bread costs $4 billion." But those are the naysayers.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making $1 billion a week, you can afford it after only a month.
You don't, yeah.
You can afford a loaf of bread.
So what do you do to
So-
prepare? Spend all of your money.
that's what you do.
Spend it.
what you do.
Rack up debt. Spend it.
Good idea.
That sounds, I mean, it sounds to the uneducated ear to be a ridiculously
Counterintuitive.
horrible idea.
You're not thinking Joe Biden way.
No.
Hang on just a second. I'm just...
No, you're not.
Hang on.
No, you're not.
Pat, turn to page 23.
All right.
See Stuber here? He's on the list of dangerous Jews.
Oh my God.
Wait, I'm not dangerous nor Jewish.
I'm just saying you're on the list. Okay, we're going to take a
Wait, let me
quick
check
break.
it twice. Yep. There he is.
He's on the naughty list.
Wait.
He's on the naughty Jew list.
Yeah.
How am I? I'm not threatening at all.
Don't worry about it.
You
You're
know what?
just on
Call
the
Department
list.
of Homeland Security.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll work it out.
Oh, all right.
Get that straightened out.
Here's